I understand why people think that Stefon Diggs could be a game changer for the Texans. I understand. We all know how talented he is. We know how great he is. He's a shell of himself. Okay. He's not the same player he was 2-3 years ago when he was a top 5 wide receiver. Now, this past year, especially the second part of the year when Brady took over as the offensive coordinator, it was different. He was not the guy. He started pointing fingers, not at the offensive coordinator, at his quarterback. Every time in his career, wherever he was, when things weren't working out his way, he would point at one guy, and that was the quarterback. It's been going on everywhere he goes. All right. And I'm not attacking him as a talent. This guy is a borderline Hall of Fame player. I mean, he's really been that good over the last 4 or 5 years. Is he going to be a Hall of Fame player? He needs 2 more good years. Right. If he could do it 2 more years, and he does it with the Texans this year, and he does it again wherever he goes, if he stays with the Texans, he probably wouldn't be. It might work. But let's be honest here. Stefon Diggs and his brother don't shut the hell up. These guys open their big fat mouths everywhere they go, on and off the field. I wouldn't be surprised if they're talking in each other's ear when they're speaking to the press, or they're making their own decisions as 2 players that think that they know more than everybody else. I'm not a huge fan of the Diggs brothers. Okay. I do believe they're talented. Okay. There's no question that they are. You going to a young team, a young coach, a new coach, a second-year coach, sophomore slump. We've heard this before many, many times. I love CJ Stroud. I love him. I love his personality. I love his command, in the huddle.
I wish he was a Jet.
I wish more than that, but I love him. All right. I think he's sensational. I think he's going to be a sensational quarterback in this league. Bringing in a personality like this with a bunch of young wide receivers is a catastrophe. And I'm going to tell you this right now. This is not going to work. They know it's not going to work. They're taking a chance on this. They wanted to make a splash. They didn't have to give up much. If you're sitting here today and you're telling me that if Stefon Diggs is even a shell of himself on this team and he's going to help you win, then it doesn't matter about a second-round draft pick. But if you're going to tell me that this is the same guy that was in the second half crying and throwing everybody, including his offensive line and his quarterback, under the bus because they weren't giving him the ball when he thought he was open all the time, if you were to ask me to make a move like this, I think they're going to, you might be right. They might be eating their words, giving up a second-round draft pick for him. I don't know what Diggs you're going to get. Stefon Diggs hated Adam Thielen. Hated him. Why? Because he was a better player over there in Minnesota. And Adam Thielen, he went to Carolina. He was the only bright spot over there this year. Okay? And let's be honest. He was the only bright spot. He was a great signing from them. And I think Adam Thielen, to me, I don't know why he's even going back there. I would have demanded to be traded in the offseason.
He'll probably be traded at the deadline.
I mean, seriously. I mean, he's still a good player. I sit here today and I don't know if the Texans are making the right decision. Now you're taking a chance like this, and you're putting a guy that, as far as I'm concerned, ruins chemistry of teams.